So when the nodes join Mars, we have a strong awareness of courage and personal strength being developed. When it's Rahu Mars, often the person will have a sort of kind of win at all costs attitude where they want to take on challenges and challengers, because Rahu is trying to accelerate the perceptions of Mars. And again, where Rahu is, we're somewhat immature around that thing. We haven't had a lot of experience in that area of life, or at least not as much as we need in this lifetime. So Rahu Mars will really develop the qualities of fighting and courage and eventually discipline in order to bring about greater intelligence with Mars energy. Mars is where we have to choose our battles and where we sort of draw a line in the sand based on how things should or shouldn't be. A very kind of simplistic fight or flight response to life often is shown by Mars. We see this is right and we want to do more of it. We see this is wrong and we want to destroy it and take it on. So when Rahu has joined Mars, this gets very random. So the person might have a very quick temper, have a very quick decision-making process about, oh, this is wrong, and then they get right into the fight very quick, so that they can learn how to choose their battles wisely and learn to fight the inner fight. When we have Ketu Mars, again, Ketu is really trying to develop this thing to perfection. So there's been a lot of experience often with fighting and understanding the need to purify the fight. And so Ketu Mars, the person will often be less anxious to get involved with the fight, but they'll be quite skilled in the art of war. They'll be good at winning their battles, and they'll pick their battles carefully, but they'll often have a lot of issues around arguing as well, but they might be very selective about it. You'll see whatever Mars rules and whatever Mars is affecting, what it's aspecting, or where the person will be fighting and arguing, because whatever Ketu joins, he's trying to finish that thing. We're not perfect at it. We have an idea that we're perfect. Again, wherever Ketu is, we have this illusion that we're perfect at that thing. No, I know all about this, so I'm going to take this fight on and I'm going to win. Again, wherever Ketu is, we have this illusion that we're perfect. We already got that thing figured out. So Ketu Mars is like, look, I don't fight that often, but when I fight, I'm right. And I take up the fight because I know I'm right. I've been through this thing. I know all about it. And I know that you need to fight this enemy. So when you get Ketu Mars, the person will be a very skilled fighter, and they won't fight that often, but when they do, it'll be somewhat bloodthirsty. They'll be somewhat relentless. And, in their mind, they're always winning, and they're not going to give up until they win. Again, often with the nodes, it'll look very similar at times. Again, because there's confusion on both ends. With Ketu, there's the confusion of being perfect. With Rahu, there's the confusion of being immature and not sure. So sometimes, like when it's Rahu Mars, there'll be a lot more random arguing, and it looks much more difficult and much more chaotic. And the person is not as skilled of a fighter when it's Rahu Mars. Rahu Mars is also somewhat dangerous because it's a dangerous quality of a little. It's funny talking about Rahu Mars and dog is going to the bathroom behind me. I can't help but laugh at that. But Rahu Mars is definitely dangerous because they're both erratic and random and dangerous energies. Rahu is haphazard and willful and not considering consequences, and Mars is the same way. So one thing about Rahu Mars for sure is it can be a dangerous placement. Ketu Mars also, because again, this perceived idea that, oh, I can win this battle, I know all about that. So Rahu Mars or Ketu Mars can also be quite dangerous to the health, and in those dasha cycles especially, a person has to be careful, or whatever rules them.